If you're flying.
The remarkable wonders of the African world.
On OPB, Monday at 9.
This week on Oregon Field Guide, we visit Imnaha in the northeast corner of the state, a tiny town surrounded by some of the most beautiful and rugged landscape in Oregon. Then we worm our way into compost heaps to meet a few million worms making quite a name for themselves in the waste management business. And then it's time to freshen up as we head to the water for a look at the growing sport of sea kayaking. On Oregon Field Guide, Thursday night at 8:30.
This time on MotorWeek, a cutting-edge DeVille, a hot new 3 Series, and behind the smoke and mirrors. So come drive with us next.
MotorWeek, television's original automotive magazine, brought to you by Pep Boys. No matter what you drive, Pep Boys has over 27,000 items in stock, virtually any part for any car, with all the name brands you know, plus service bays staffed with ASE certified technicians. Pep Boys, parts, tires, accessories, service. Your host for MotorWeek, John Davis.
Well, hello and welcome again to MotorWeek. We're glad to have you with us. Reinventing yourself is never easy, especially if you're a proud company like Cadillac. While once a trendsetter, the last few decades have seen Cadillac following the luxury market and losing sales along the way. But as the new millennium arrives, Cadillac is working hard to shed that tired image and is introducing the most advanced automotive design in its 97-year history, the all-new 2000 DeVille. But can gigabytes and gadgets make a desirable Cadillac? Well, we'll wait for you, the jury, to answer that question, but we can say that all the Jetson-like technology that graces the new 2000 Cadillac DeVille certainly makes it far more intriguing and a delight to drive as well. And since the folks at Cadillac mean to entice import-oriented baby boomers into their big sedans before they reach their golden years, being a delight to drive is more important than ever. Its genesis can be found in the underpinnings that give this still land yacht-sized car a luxurious yet athletic ride. The 5th generation G platform supporting the DeVille is stiffer in torsion and bending. This stronger and safer platform rides on 16-inch low-profile tires and a sophisticated longer travel suspension package that comes in 2 variations across the DeVille's 3 trim lines. Acquire the standard DeVille or the DHS, that's DeVille High Luxury Sedan, and you'll get an independent strut-type coil spring setup with anti-roll bars in the front and an independent trailing arm with tow control link, coil springs, and anti-roll bar configuration in the rear. There's also a set of air shocks for the electronic load leveling system. But if you go for the more sporting DTS, that's DeVille Touring Sedan, like our test car, you'll have that setup and an extra treat in the way of the continuously variable road sensing suspension, or CVR SS 2.0 if you're into details. This suspension adds wheel position sensors and rapid reacting dampers at each corner that can go from full firm to full soft in both jounce and rebound directions independently every 6 to 7 inches of road travel. Continually adjusting for optimum ride and handling, the wallow and pitching motions usually associated with large domestic luxury cars are eliminated. The CVR SS 2.0 system also interacts with Cadillac's fabled StabiliTrak stability control system, which also gets a 2.0 upgrade. In addition to measuring steering wheel angle, lateral acceleration, and yaw rate to keep the car on track during hard cornering and evasive maneuvers, StabiliTrak now also calculates slip rate so it can help correct four-wheel sideway drifts. Plus, it also regulates the MagnaSteer steering boost to help prevent oversteering and low traction in panic situations. A trip through our low-speed slalom revealed an expected amount of front-drive understeer, but the stiffer body structure, the active suspension, and StabiliTrak allowed the DeVille to charge through the cones without losing any dignity, while still providing a modest amount of fun for the driver. But what's under the hood provides a full measure of kick-butt acceleration. as the mighty North Star V8 pulled us to 60 in a scant 6.6 seconds. And on through the quarter mile in 15 seconds flat at 95 miles per hour. The basic cut of the 2000 North Star remains the same as the 4.6-liter double overhead cam 32-valve V8 that wowed us in 1992. But over time, there have been significant enhancements with more for 2000. Combustion chambers have been redesigned, pistons are new, and valves resized. And all are fed by a new center feed manifold. A new ignition system uses a cassette housing 4 coils that sits directly on top of each cylinder head cover to deliver juice directly to the plugs. The results are a willing and able power plant that now runs just fine on regular unleaded gas. And in DeVille and DHS models, delivers 275 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. And the more sharply honed DTS ratings are 300 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. All engines pull a Hydromatic 4T80E 4-speed automatic transaxle, and there's a new powertrain control module to coordinate engine and transmission functions. Stopping power is coordinated by a Delco Bosch 4-channel all-disc brake ABS system with electronic proportioning. We average stops from 60 and 135 feet with very little drama. Pedal modulation and noise are moderate, and stability is top drawer. But some of the safety features available on the 2000 DeVille are over the top, like the unique night vision system. Night vision uses thermal imaging or infrared technology to detect heat patterns of objects 3 to 5 times as far away as can be seen by headlights. Images seen by the grille-mounted camera are then projected onto the windshield below the driver's eye line through an aircraft-style head-up display. Hotter objects like people and animals appear white, while cooler objects like trees appear black. Since night vision detects heat and doesn't amplify light, headlights appear as white dots. A detection system of another kind covers your backside. The optional ultrasonic rear parking assist uses rear bumper sensors to trigger visual and audio cues if you back within 5 feet of any object larger than a soccer ball. Plus, new LED taillights illuminate much quicker than incandescent bulbs, translating into an extra 17.6 feet of warning distance for the driver behind you. But lest the Cadillac faithful and curious be confused by all this techno-speak, fear not. The DeVille has not sacrificed its world-renowned standard of luxury on the altar of technology. And although 3 inches shorter and 2 inches narrower than its predecessor, the DeVille's wheelbase is actually 1.5 inches longer, up to 115.3 inches. And interior space is virtually the same as last year's model. Inside, 2 seating options are offered, both with standard side airbags. A traditional split bench front seat is available on DeVille and DHS models. And while the DTS, like our tester, sports leather surface 12-way adjustable buckets and available massaging lumbar support and variable heat for both front seat occupants. The driver faces a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel and a cluster of super clear gauges that look as though they are suspended in midair. To the right, easy to understand triple zone climate controls with an independent temperature setting for the rear seat. Our car's AM/FM cassette CD player just below was also easy to decipher and came with an optional 6-disc CD changer in the glove box. A GPS navigation system is also available on DHS and DTS models, while the OnStar emergency locator system is standard on all DeVilles. Rear seat passengers find theater-style heated seating with generous room for 3, available side airbags, and power lumbar supports on the DHS. A small pass-through leads to the user-friendly trunk with 19.1 cubic feet of space, allowing you to travel very well prepared. Pricing on the 2000 DeVille is user-friendly as well, designed to undercut the likes of the Lexus LS400. Base DeVille starts at $41,070. DHS and DTS share the same $45,370 base price. So price alone won't be a factor in deciding which one really tickles your fancy. With night vision and other options, our test DTS rang up at $53,285. The 2000 Cadillac DeVille's reborn design now adheres to a less is more philosophy that's already practiced by the smaller Catera and Seville. That's a radical departure from the more is never excessive theme that drove earlier generations of DeVilles. Hints of the radical Evoque concept car styling hover around its more aerodynamic face, while a sparse use of chrome and chiseled bodywork signal Cadillac is serious about sending the full-size DeVille deeper into younger territory. Combine that new welcomed attitude with delightful handling, a powerful engine, ultra-quiet ride, purposeful use of advanced electronics, and a posh interior that can be appreciated by first-time owners and Cadillac old guard alike, all goes into making the 2000 DeVille an eminently desirable luxury car. Do anti-lock brakes always reduce your stopping distance in emergency situations? A new government study concludes that except on loose surfaces like sand and snow, all panic stops can be shorter with four-wheel anti-lock brakes than without. Shorter on wet pavement and shorter on dry pavement. Four-wheel ABS works best when you stomp the brake pedal, stay on the brake pedal, and steer where you want to go. Coming up, the work behind the wizard. Pat Goss is up next with more crackerjack car care advice to keep all of our vehicles running right.
John, you would not believe the number of questions that I get regarding more horsepower from the car. And the most common question that I get is, what should I do with the fuel injection system or the intake manifold or the mass airflow sensor? Well, the reality is that's not where you start. See, no matter how much more fuel and air you put into the engine, it doesn't do you any good unless you can get exhaust out of the engine. So that means that the exhaust system is your first area to modify. But then comes the question, how about a cat-back system? Will I gain a lot of horsepower there? Maybe, but probably not. So then comes the question, headers. Well, if I put headers on it, that's certainly going to do it. Well, again, probably not. And the reason is very simple. The catalytic converter, mounted right in the middle of all of this stuff, it is not a high-performance converter, it is not free flow, and it has some age on it, so the interior of it may be partially melted, which restricts exhaust flow. So you always do it as a complete package from beginning to end, and the catalytic converter is critically important. Also, install new oxygen sensors while you're doing it. Now, then comes the question of legality. And everybody looks at the box or the statements that come with the product, and it says 50 states legal, and hey, I'm good to go. Well, maybe, maybe not. You have to check your local regulations because sometimes there are going to be noise limits, there may be restrictions on these systems, and so on. So you have to do your homework. That way you don't throw a lot of money away. All right, now, you get all of that done. Here's another common question. I want to put a high-performance air filter in my car. Can I expect 20 or 30 horsepower from it? Probably not. You see, high-performance air filters on most cars are going to have little or no benefit except at full throttle. That means if you're towing a trailer or doing some other kind of heavy work or you're racing the car, yeah, you're going to get some benefit from it. But for day-to-day driving, you may not notice anything at all. So study what you're going to do, follow your plan, and you can gain horsepower. If you have a question or a comment, write to me. If I use your letter, I'll send you a MotorWeek t-shirt. The address is MotorWeek, Owings Mills, Maryland, 21117.
Car companies invest tons of time and money designing new products. So when they first present the finished efforts to the world, they want to put their best foot forward. A prime example was the recent unveiling of this 2000 Cadillac DeVille. Granted, it's the car, not the event, that will impress savvy buyers and the press. But as FYI reporter Jennifer Kaznabis found out, stirring up a little showbiz excitement is an essential part of the mix.
Welcome to the worldwide launch of Cadillac's newest offering, the 2000 DeVille.
Most people think when a car company unveils their newest models, it's pretty simple. Well, it's not, as you can see behind me. So much preparation and planning goes into turning an unveiling into a true event.
Inside here, what we've basically done is we're trying to recreate a 1949 era, which was the first year that Motor Trend magazine awarded Car of the Year, which was to the 1949 DeVille.
A 50-year legacy of achievement and a new millennium full of even greater expectations. That's the message Cadillac delivered with the unveiling of their new 2000 DeVille. And they did so with all the style and theatrics of a full-blown Broadway production.
For 50 years, DeVille has defined American luxury on wheels and has chronicled innovation in our industry.
In a calculated blending of past and future, Cadillac presented an updated image, a more muscular contemporary DeVille, designed as a boomer's first luxury car. Critical to launching any new image is a successful unveiling, and preparing for an unveiling can be more like rehearsing for opening night on Broadway than staging a new car debut.
And we'll have lighting treatments on the walls and moving lights on the floors.
Kirk Hover is project manager for Encore Productions, the team responsible for all the incredible sets, costumes, and special effects that showcase the unveiling of the 2000 DeVille.
And we're going to have talent on stage that'll be hair, makeup, they're going to be in wardrobe. They're going to be scripted with the 1949 garb that they're going to be doing.
The Cadillac has this beautiful engine that we see right over here. The world's first overhead valve, high compression, V-type 8-cylinder engine. It even looks powerful.
4 or 5 months ago, we had an idea of a creative concept that we pitched to Cadillac and sold them on the experience that we were trying to create for everybody when they came in the room.
What's hard, you will find to be narrow of mind when you're young at heart.
It was an experience of playful nostalgia, punctuated with reminders of Cadillac's own proud heritage.
You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams.
Pretty busy right now.
Pretty busy right now, but we're ahead of schedule and under budget, and we're ready for John Smith tomorrow morning for him to come in and do his rehearsals on stage.
And DeVille is the first vehicle on the planet to offer night vision.
Can we just try it without the noise instead of all the stuff?
Mr. Kemp would like a little more drama. That's
That's
why
what
we
I'm saying.
did. That's why we designed this.
That's okay, but I'm saying is flash, flash, fizzle, fizzle, fizzle. Like people are like, what the hell's going on? This obviously isn't really happening. It's drama.
Envisioning a creative production like this and then making sure it succeeds in delivering a clear and accurate statement about the new DeVille is the job of Gina Schremser of GMS Communications.
We have a creative director, a lighting director, a production company that's involved, and my job was simply to make sure that they understand what Cadillac's trying to achieve, and then let them go ahead and take those parameters and run with it.
And run with it they did, mounting 50 years of highlights from Cadillac's prestigious history and culminating with the high-tech DeVille 2000, a car Cadillac hopes will project them as a leader in such areas as all-weather control, active safety, and infotainment.
And stay tuned, because there is more to come.
When you're working in a live show, the reward is when it all comes off perfectly.
It's a really good feeling to get the reaction from the client after the show. I live for the handshake.
The last 12 months have flown by with our Mitsubishi Galant GTZ. As we end our year-long test, our attitude remains high as a kite about our MotorWeek Driver's Choice Best Family Sedan of the Year. From the beginning, we were impressed with the Galant's standout styling, larger and more user-friendly interior, and exceptionally smooth 195 horsepower V6. Our car's slick GTZ package adds a rear deck spoiler, 16-inch wheels and tires, ABS, and the sportiest suspension tuning of any Galant. Our list of shortcomings is very short. A loose piece of roof molding early on, and just recently, rubber weather stripping around both headlights lost its stick. Our ultra-hot summer put a heavy load on the air conditioning system. It seldom got as cold as we'd like, and there were a couple of complaints about wind noise. On the other hand, we all made good noises about the Galant's sophisticated ride and handling balance. The GTZ is as capable as many sports sedans, yet still handles family duties without pause. Pausing was not something we did often with our GTZ. Nearly 18,000 miles were added to the odometer. Our fuel economy average is most notable, 24.8 miles per gallon, and that's with an automatic transmission. One of the few things we'd change about the Galant is the addition of a manual tranny for the V6. But shift or shiftless, Mitsubishi has done an outstanding job of building a midsize sedan for individuals. The Galant is a cut above the cookie-cutter norm for its class, and we'll miss it. No cookie-cutter SUV is this Nissan Xterra, the subject of our next MotorWeek long-term road test update. Time now for more of what's new and exciting on the automotive scene. Once again, here's Jennifer Casnavas, but this time with all the latest motor news.
With just about every configuration of SUV present and accounted for, new entries seem to be dividing into two distinct camps, those that are bigger and those that are faster. Headed for the latter category at a high rate of speed is the new AMG-enhanced Mercedes-Benz ML55. With its 0 to 60 time of 6.4 seconds and top speed of nearly 150 miles per hour, this is one SUV for the terminally harried. The ML55 differs from its ML320 and 430 line mates with a more muscular build that includes a more aggressive face, unique rocker panels, and bold 18-inch wheels and rubber covered by bulging fender flares. Another noticeable difference can be seen under the hood, but is best experienced behind the wheel. It's the ML55's monstrous 5.5-liter V8. That's good for 342 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque, while under the influence of the potent AMG Elixir. And that high-thrust power plant combined with its capable full-time four-wheel drive system gives the ML55 boasting rights as the world's fastest off-road SUV, for whatever that's worth. What it's worth to your Mercedes retailer is $64,900, but production is limited, so your acceleration time to the showroom better be as fast as the ML's or you'll never catch up. And that's it for this week's Motor News.
Not to be outdone by rival Mercedes and its line of V8-powered supercars, BMW engineers were recently caught on film flogging this V8-powered M3 in the desert Southwest. Rumor has it that under the hood is the 5-liter, 400-horsepower V8 found in the latest M5. But the flared wheel arches, huge tires, and substantially increased rear track lead one to believe the entire M5 driveline may have been transplanted. The Super M3 should be ready to support the just-released 340-horsepower, 6-cylinder M3 in about 12 to 18 months. When you test nearly 150 new cars and trucks every year, you naturally find a few that really stand out from the crowd. Here at MotorWeek, BMW 3 Series cars, especially the coupes, have always been among our favorites. So naturally, we looked forward to the arrival of the all-new 3 Series coupe for some time. Well, now that it's here, will it retain our most favorite car status? Well, let's put it this way. If it didn't, it would be a serious indication of something gone horribly awry at BMW AG. But happily, all is right in Bavaria, and the new 2023 CI is proof positive of that. And although it shares its drivetrain and suspension components with the 3 Series sedans introduced last year, the coupe has its own very distinctive character. That can be seen instantly in its styling, where it shares only logos, door handles, and side blinkers with the 4-door. CI coupe body proportions are slightly longer with a more sharply raked windshield, and it's wider. The coupe also has a 1.8-inch lower ride height, underscored by a far more aggressive lower front fascia, complete with bullet fog lamps. While at the rear, the taillights are uniquely styled, and the coupe can be had with 17-inch wheels, which are not yet available on the 3 Series sedan. Inside the CI's cabin, while still businesslike, there's brighter trim on the dash and doors than the sedan for a sportier feel. Our car had a pair of optional 10-way adjustable sport leather buckets, while the driver faces a leather-wrapped, multifunction 3-spoke sport steering wheel attached to a standard tilt telescoping column. Beyond the wheel is a gauge cluster we'd still like to see be a bit more comprehensive, while to the right, the well-placed stereo with AM, FM cassette, and available CD player does an uplifting job driving the 10 well-placed speakers. Just below, the single-zone climate controls now come with an automatic circulation control mode, which recirculates the inside air when a high level of pollution is detected outside. Access to the rear seats is made easy with a tilt and glide mechanism that moves the front seats forward 3.5 inches when the seat back is tilted forward. Once there, you'll find acceptable space for 2 average-sized adults. And when adults are absent, you can fold either or both seat backs to expand upon the modest 9.5 cubic feet of trunk space. Expanding the fun factor in our tester is the surprisingly peppy 2.5-liter double overhead cam 24-valve inline 6-cylinder found under the hood. The double Vanos variable valve timing, dual resonance intake system, and the lightweight aluminum block and heads combine to give our CI tester 170 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque. And that's enough boost to get this 5-speed manual-equipped subcompact coupe to 60 in a quick 6.5 seconds and on past the quarter-mile stripe in 15 seconds at 93 miles per hour. That's actually 0.2 quicker to 60 than the more powerful but slightly heavier 328i sedan we tested last year. Deceleration is pretty rapid, too. The 323's 11.3-inch front, 10.9-inch rear ventilated disc with ABS grabbed and held until we came to a stop in a short 105-foot average. Our drivers love the excellent pedal feel and stability. We also admire the CI's taut and superbly balanced handling. The standard suspension on the coupe is the sport package on the sedans, which is a finely tuned strut-type front and multi-link rear setup with lightweight aluminum components. Steering inputs are honed to a fine edge, and the engine speed-sensitive steering feels grafted to your hands. Lateral transitions are effortlessly managed, allowing the driver to toss the car at will without threatening control. Of course, it doesn't hurt to have the standard dynamic stability control system as your safety net. At a base price of $29,560 isn't too much to pay for a car with a first-rate safety net and a great personality. Our tester came with a few other goodies and shut out the door for $34,630. Our friends at Automobile Magazine stated, the 323 CI distinguishes itself as a car that has been honed by drivers for drivers. And we couldn't agree more. In fact, that's how the 3 Series Coupe gained its most favorite car status with us in the first place. I hope you'll join us next week for more Motor Week. We'll test Volvo's new compact S40 sedan and V40 wagon and check out the reworked Ford Taurus. I'm John Davis. We'll see you then.
MotorWeek has been brought to you by Pep Boys. No matter what you drive, Pep Boys has over 27,000 items in stock, virtually any part for any car, with all the name brands you know. Plus service bays staffed with ASE certified technicians. Pep Boys, parts, tires, accessories, service.
This is PBS.
Next time on Austin City Limits, the old 97.
I made my bed to feel alive. I'm the worst ever since two knocks in my eye.
And Whiskey Town.
Maria, your lady of the kept secret.
Two women born worlds apart,
It is hard to see through his tears.
raised in poverty.
Isn't it important for us to get pleasure in some way, even in the deepest pain and grief?
Rescued by poetry.
Saved my life.
Lorna D. Cervantes and Shirley Gyuk-Lin Lim. The Sounds of Poetry with Bill Moyers.
On OPB, Sunday at 10:30.
Corporate members, 3 Square Grill, Multnomah Village Post, and New Horizons Computer Learning Centers have made a major contribution to the Oregon Public Broadcasting Program Fund for Excellence. Additional funding has been provided by you, the contributing members of OPB.
No. Send him away. I shan't be seeing Mr. Mallory ever again. He's much too simple a country boy. I'm going to London, where I shall marry a gentleman. And I'll live in a big, fancy house. Oh, please, sweet brother. Can't you see what it is that will make me truly happy?
Well, yeah, but he's like downstairs. What do you want me to tell him?
Hi, I'm Chris Jussel, inviting you to the Antiques Roadshow, where you'll see America's leading antiques experts in action.
It was dug up by a dog in a cemetery.
Oh my God!
This week from Durham, North Carolina.
On OPB, Monday at 8.
Hi, I'm Charlie Rose. I'm delighted that my faithful viewers in Oregon will now be getting an extra hour of sleep each night. Due to your support, Charlie Rose is now on Oregon Public Broadcasting every weeknight at 11 p.m. Same great guests, same insightful content. So join me weeknights at 11 p.m.
Serving Oregon and Southern Washington, this is Oregon Public Broadcasting.
Get ready to experience some outstanding, rare classic automobiles. We'll go for a ride in a nifty 32 Ford. And we'll take a look at a Ferrari that's not quite a Ferrari. All that and more coming your way next here on World of Collector Cars. World of Collector Cars is brought to you by...
Introducing the new X-Side Orbital maintenance-free battery. The X-Side Orbital has been dropped, dragged, and drilled to prove it's tough enough for anything and perfect for your collector car. The new X-Side Orbital battery. Rare Parts of Stockton, California. Rare Parts supplies suspension parts for all vehicles from 1930 to current year models, specializing in collector car suspension and small run manufacturing. Rare Parts available through jobbers and repair and restoration shops across the country.
Finally, a tire treatment that lasts weeks, not days, even after heavy rains. Introducing Meguiar's Endurance, the long-lasting tire gel that even stops tires from turning brown. Meguiar's Endurance, the tough, long-lasting tire treatment.
Kimberly-Clark, makers of Noah, and now new Desktop Softest Flannel Fabric. Desktop is the newest fabric from Kimberly-Clark, featuring incredible softness and breathability, plus 4 layers of protection for your pride and joy. Noah and new Desktop car covers from Kimberly-Clark.
Our visit to the Lakewood Yacht Club Concours in Seabrook, Texas is always a pleasure for many different reasons. It's located on the beautiful Gulf of Mexico near Houston. The natives are extremely friendly. The food is to die for. And on this trip, we discovered a neat sound. At Papa Do's restaurant, the Bonton Mickey's Zydeco Band had everyone dancing in the aisles.
Once you come to a Zydeco jam, I bet you'll never stop. Ain't talking about disco, had heard about Zydeco. Said it's better than rock and roll, 'cause the music gets to your soul. Ain't talking about rhythm and blues, I get tired of singing bad news. I'm talking about a thing you know, that they call the Zydeco.
Aha, ja! Pedals you have to.
And then it was back to the Lakewood Yacht Club Concours for 2 very stunning classic automobiles.
I'm here with Dr. Charles Key, and you've brought 2 very fine cars this year at the Lakewood Yacht Club. This first one, of course, is a great name in the car world, Auto Union, and I've heard of Horsch. Can you tell me how it relates with Auto Union?
Well, Dale, Augustus Horsch formed his company in the early 1900s. And he had a falling out with his own board, and then he wanted to start another company, needed a new name, and he selected the name Audi, which means listen in Latin, and Horsch means listen in German, so that was the reason for it. And then later he got his name back, he got his company back after he had a falling out with Audi. So this car was produced then by Horsch Company under that name.
Tell me a little bit about this car and how it performs, and just some of the eccentricities of it, maybe.
Well, as many know, the automobile industry has made many improvements in cars, and they were very proud in the early years of the improvements they made, but now they're much, much easier to drive. So if you step back into a car of the 20s or 30s, you find not only does it have the lack of automatic transmission, it does not have the power steering, power brakes, and it's quite a little chore, but a lot of fun to drive. This car itself was won the Berlin Auto Show in 1938, this very car.
It's beautiful, the styling on it, and it is certainly fairly rare, isn't it? I mean, there couldn't have been that many made.
There were 3 cars made just like this Horsch 855. And
how many are left?
This is the only one that is actually fully restored. Another one is in parts or pieces.
You mentioned that you'd only had this car for a couple of months. What made you pick this particular car?
Well, I only began looking at older cars during the last year, and first I wanted a car of my early years of life. I thought about a Model A Ford, and then as I went around and shopped a bit, I kind of upgraded my desires and saw cars that were even finer than the Model A Ford.
I like the styling on this, no doubt.
Well, the styling is somewhat unique. It isn't aerodynamic as we see cars made a little later in time, but it isn't also the vertical non-aerodynamic look. It's somewhere in between.
It's probably more aerodynamic than Model A.
Quite a lot so, yes.
The color on this car is a very pretty silver, and then the hood is actually black, isn't it?
That's true. Now, when we restore a car, you want to restore it to its either original color or at least to a paint color that was available at the time as a choice by that manufacturer. And this is a paint color that was available at the time and a paint type that's available. The car was originally red and silver.
That beautiful Horsch is a tremendously awesome Mercedes. It's a 500K, of course. And tell us what's unique about this car.
There was only one of this particular body style that was made at the factory, the Stuttgart factory of Mercedes in 1934 at the Singlefingen Motor Works there. And there was just the one made, and we had the original work order on that car. Mercedes was kind enough to supply that at our request. And you would think that during World War II that we would have lost all those records, that they would have lost that, but they were able to preserve that, and we have that original work order, which is nice for the provenance of the car. When you're collecting older cars, you like to have the history of the car, both from its inception and, if possible, through all of the owners that have had the car. And we don't have all of the owners. This car was taken over to Russia at the end of World War II and was over there until about 10 years ago when it was bargained out of Russia and was then restored. It was in very poor condition, of course, at that time, being already about 45 years old.
Can you tell us a little bit about the performance and maybe the engine on this car, starting there?
Well, of course, they were very proud of their engines and their improvement that they made over time, but by comparison to today's cars, we're not astounded by that performance. It was a 100-horse engine, a 500K it's called. The K stands for compressor. And it has 100 horse with 160 horse available when you depress the accelerator and get into the compressor or the supercharger.
So this does have the supercharger on it.
It has a supercharger, and you can tell that by the side exhausts that are on the right-hand side of the car.
Out of these cars, how many of these were made, and how many are left, do you think?
There were numerous 500K cars made by Mercedes, but only one body style was made just like this, so it's a one-of-a-kind car.
Have you driven it much?
I've had the car only about 4 months, and I drive it regularly. Most people collecting cars, if they have a number of them, of course they have difficulty having enough time to drive all those cars. But I only have 2 or 3 cars, older cars, and So I drive them regularly, and that's a bit unusual. This car was in a museum for some years, and then I've taken it right out on the street, and I enjoy driving it. It's quite enjoyable for the public to see the car.
Yeah, you probably get a few looks when you drive this around town.
That's true. Now, when I just began collecting cars recently, and I first had an interest in the cars of the early 30s, and it was pointed out to me by a collector of cars that dates you, that if you're interested in a car of a certain era, that generally indicates your early life experience with cars. So that was the rationale. He told me, in fact, that when I said I was interested in cars of the early 30s, he said those cars are falling off in value because that group of people is dying off.
Good time to buy then, right?
Right.
Well, they're both tremendous cars, and we certainly appreciate you bringing them out. I guess there's no chance you're going to get rid of them for a while, huh?
I think not. I feel very blessed and never expected to be able to enjoy such unique cars as these.
Any other particular car that you're looking to add to your collection?
Well, I have a 1934 12-cylinder Packard, which is a fine collector's car, and I wouldn't mind having a Duesenberg or a Pierce Arrow.
Be nice acquisitions, but these two are mighty fine.
They certainly are.
We'd like to thank you for bringing them out.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Certainly one of the prettiest Ferraris around has got to be a 250 GTO, and Jack Bish has one here. Just a beautiful car. I can't say too much. Can you tell us about it?
Well, it's really a replica. I built it on a 260Z chassis. It took about 3,000 hours to build, and I did everything on it. I painted it. I did the upholstery. I did all the body work, custom instruments that I built, and some other details that I've taken care of.
Well, you know, when you look at it, it is very convincing.
Yeah, a lot of people think it is. I always get questions. Is it real or is it Memorex?
What's under the hood?
It's just 260Z, just stock 260Z. Wow. And it does great. I drive it, and it's dependable. It starts every morning.
All right.
And
well, it's just a neat-looking car. How long did it take you to build it? 3,000 hours, you said?
About 3,000 hours, 2 years. Took over a 2-year period, yeah. And it's been appraised at $35,000. I wouldn't take that for it, but I have no intentions of selling it, but if somebody came along with enough money, I'd sell it. You know?
Now, can you get the bodies like this for them?
Yes, you can. They're still available. Joe Alphabet was the man who premiered this conversion back in 1983 in Southern California. I met him at that time, and I wanted to build one, but it took me 11 years to get around to doing it. Then 2 years later, I finished it. And done well in shows with it, too.
Yeah. Well, great. We just wanted to stop by and take a quick look at it since we thought it was really an outstanding-looking car. Yeah, if you don't mind opening the door.
The speedometer and tach are the original speedometer and tach out of the 260Z, and I changed the bezels, and on the computer I recreated the Ferrari faces and put them on the old speedometer and tach. And
I see you have the Nissan plate on the doors.
Yes, that's for registration purposes.
That's required, huh?
Yeah, if I registered it as a car built in 1996 in Texas, it would have to pass all the emission standards of 1996, which there is no way it would do. So I just went ahead and stuck with that. And the seats are vintage, yes. Oh, I can't think. They're Italian seats from an Italian car. And I picked those up in a junk pile and redid them. The carpeting is all my own work. And I don't know what else to say.
You do good work, I can say that.
Thank you. I really enjoy it.
What kind of wheels we got?
Those are Dayton lace wires, center lock. And it's probably the most expensive thing on there. The rest of it is just labor. but
It's really nice.
thank you very much.
I like it. So, thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you for asking me to share it.
Gordon Garrett of Harbor City, California has a beautiful 32 Ford, and we thought we'd like to show it to you today because it is just a very nice example of a 32, and it's got some unique components to it, right, Gordon?
Right. It's a zipper body with a Brizio chassis and total Ford running gear in it, which pretty nice considering most of the cars you run across have Chevy motors in them and Chevy drivelines. So it's kind of a good feeling whenever you can run with the Chevys.
That irritates a lot of Ford guys, I know. And you're out there driving a 32 Ford and you lift the hood and there's a 350 under there.
Yeah.
But when did you get this car?
I got it in '94, about this time of the year in 1994, and took 3 years to get it completed and on the road. And this is the third year we've had it on the road, and we've done the Good Guys events and other events. It's got about 5,000 miles on the car. We drive it, and we also, some people don't like it, but we do trailer it. And so it sees the best of both worlds.
Did you build it, or was it partially built, or?
It was partially built whenever we got it. The chassis and the body and the engine transmission were all together. And when I got it home, I took it, made 1,000 pieces out of it, and had a lot of parts that I had to make, had a lot of parts I had to find. It was a labor of love. It took me, like I say, taking 3 years to do it. But
what made you pick this particular style of a 32?
Well, it's different. That's the biggest thing. And I was kind of lucky to be able to get one like this. And with a Ford motor and everything, it's kind of what I wanted. So
the Brizio name doesn't help.
No, it doesn't hurt a bit. Roy built some really nice cars.
Well, if we can walk around it, and maybe you can. I guess we should start up here with this nice Ford engine you were talking about.
Okay.
Do you have any problems getting that in there?
No. The motor itself fit in real good. It's a '94 Mustang motor, and the only problem that I think I had to change, the problem is the plenum on the Mustang fuel injection was too wide. So this is a '93 and earlier plenum and throttle body, mass air, EGR, the whole bit that should be on the motor. It's all computer controlled, gets really good gas mileage, and it runs quite well.
I got to admit, it looks really nice under there.
Thank you.
Well, when you take off the side, that really allows a lot of access to the engine, doesn't it?
Well, you need it because otherwise you couldn't get to it. You'd have to get the engine out to take care of the servicing on it. But with both sides coming off, it makes it real comfortable to work on. Unlike most of the new cars, you can't see the spark plugs. This one you can.
Now, what kind of gear ratio we got on this? What kind of training?
The transmission is a early Ford AOD, non-electric. It's all mechanical. The rear end is a Curry rear end. After I got the car, I noticed the rear end was higher geared than I wanted, so I built a new center section, 411 gears with a limited slip center section in it. And going down the road at 70, it's tacking 2,000, which is real comfortable. It's not twisting the motor too hard or anything.
So your mileage probably isn't even that bad, is it?
The mileage is real good. It consistently gets 24, give or take, miles to the gallon.
Beat that.
It's very good. The car has a Mullins steering box, Mullins column. Mullins is down in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and it's got street and performance bracketry on the front of the motor for the generator or the alternator, and the pulleys, the Sanderson headers. We had to do some modification on them because the car's so low to get the exhaust in, and but everything works out real good. With the fuel injection and the computer, you can take this car to a Ford garage or any mechanic that has a analyzer and plug it in. The plugs are still there on the original loom. And so if something goes wrong, you can take it and get it serviced just like your modern cars of today.
That's good if you're on the road somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Let's talk brakes on it. What are we running as far as
It's got
brakes?
Willwood 4-piston calipers on all four corners. with braided stainless lines running to them. It's got a 84 Corvette disc master cylinder, which Brizio suggested I use. And I put silicone brake fluid in this car, which is really good for a car that doesn't run all the time. And it's a higher temperature brake fluid and it doesn't draw moisture, which is really very desirable.
Well, Gordon, what color is this great looking yellow, and who did these effects on the side?
Well, the color is a PPG color, and it's a flame yellow. The paint is actually a DuPont paint, but I like the PPG color. Steve Malarchek down in Norco did all the paint on the car except for the striping, and Ron Foreman in Upland did all the striping for me. And he's quite an artist. He's done it for years, and he's done quite a few cars.
Looks very nice with the shadow effect and everything.
It really set it off. Before it looked kind of dead until he got the shadowing and the lines in it. So
well, from there to the interior, it looks like you got some nice woven interior of some sort in there.
Yes, the seat is a Tees seat out of Minnesota, and it's extremely comfortable. They make a good product. Along with the seat, he supplied me part of the cloth material. A top shop in Glendora, or Laverne, Glendora Top Shop, did the balance of the upholstery. They did the top, which is a European material, and they used the Mercedes vinyl on the balance of the car. It came out, I was really pleased. The carpeting is a very weatherproof material. We were going to use a different material, but with the car being subject to possibly getting wet inside, which it has, we opted for this material here. It's kind of what they use in boats. It's got a rubber backing on it, so it won't rot on me if it gets wet.
Looks very nice. The gauges, what kind of gauges do you put in here?
They're from Ford Motorsport. They're the Ford the gauges with the Ford script on them. They're made by Autometer.
Steering wheel?
Steering wheel, I'm not sure the manufacturer of the wheel. I can't remember who I got it from.
It's kind of a unique design, though. I like that.
Yeah, it's a banjo wheel with a leather covering on it, but I can't remember the manufacturer. But it's a Mullins column that the wheel is on. It's a very, very comfortable wheel to use on your, when you're in the car all day long, which we have been at times.
Of course, probably the most unique, or one of the most unique features about this car is the rear end of it, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, one of the things is when the painter did the paint and bodywork on the car, he added this little feature for the gas filler, which I thought was really nice. A lot of the guys leave them with the knob sticking out, and it just don't look right, but this kind of covers it up, and I think it blends in quite well. The fuel tank is a Rock Valley tank, stainless steel from Rock Valley. It's a 17-gallon tank, which at 24 or 25 miles to the gallon gives me a real good range. I don't have any problem on these longer rod runs. One day, down the Good Guys Hot Rod Week, went 344 miles in one day and didn't have to fill up, which works out real good.
Well, that kind of gas mileage, too, that helps. What kind of taillights we got here?
They're a billet light. Brand-wise, I can't. I've had them for so long, I can't remember what brand they are. But they're just a billet light with halogen bulbs inside. In order to get into them, I had to make special accesses underneath the car to get into them, because they would otherwise be sealed off with a gas tank in the way. So if I have to change a bulb, I can get into them.
Yeah. Well, I guess since we're back here in the back too, I don't think we mentioned the Budnick wheels and the what size meats are you running on here?
They're the rear wheels and tires are 17-inch. They're I'd have to look at the size. I can't remember.
They're big.
They're big, yeah. And the front ones are 16-inch Budnicks, and they're a lower profile tire. But they work real well. They stick to the ground real good, and they're wearing like iron.
Well, Gordon, I noticed some telltale for sale signs up there on the front windshield. Does that mean you got another project in line, or are you just thinking about getting rid of it, or?
I got a couple projects. I have a 40 Ford sedan I'm getting ready to modernize underneath, and I'm also looking for a cabriolet. If I get one done, fine. If I have to build it, okay. But the fun is building, the fun is driving, but the fun's also getting a new one too. So
Moving on to the next project.
Yeah, right. It's kind of a disease with us car folks. I got 4 cars.
Well, this one's a beaut, and we want to thank you for bringing it out today.
Thank you.
All right.
Coming up next week, we'll meet a man who owns a gas station in his own backyard. And he's got tons of memorabilia. That's all coming your way next week, right here on World of Collector Cars. And here's a peek at what's coming up in some future shows. If you'd like a copy of today's program, just send $15.95. Check or money order to World of Collector Cars, P.O. Box 8808, Chico, California 95927. Specify show number 2102. Shipping and handling are included in the price, except for orders from outside of the United States, in which case, please add an extra $10. And allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery on most orders. World of Collector Cars is brought to you in part by the following companies.
Introducing the new X-Side Orbital maintenance-free battery. The X-Side Orbital has been dropped, dragged, and drilled to prove it's tough enough for anything and perfect for your collector car. The new X-Side Orbital battery. Rare parts of Stockton, California.